Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Gul Knowledge Hub. Welcome again in another mega episode where I am going to disclose before my English learners because 2025 is going to end, and I want to give you a solution for your problem because you are wondering and you are sometimes depressed, you are sometimes down in the dumps, why you are not making progress, why you are not fluent in English, while some other candidates, some of your friends, some of your colleagues have already excelled in learning and speaking this language quite fluently. Now it's your turn. Now, how to make it your turn? I am going to give you a roadmap because I am going to discuss with you a few things which sincerely helped me to learn this language honestly. Because when I was learning this language, when I was gaining this knowledge of English language, there was no internet facility to me. So, how did I actually learn English? What were those specific special things which made or which paved my way for fluency? I am going to disclose, and I am 100% sure that if you follow these all these things, you will be fluent, you will be confident, you will speak English fluently, effortlessly, with freedom and with clarity, with confidence. Because speaking English isn't important, but how you speak totally reverses your scene. You can be the leader, and you can be the presenter, and you can be a passive listener. It totally depends how you articulate your thoughts. So the very first thing which helped me a lot and which will help you is the strong determination. Unconquerable, unmovable determination, spirit. No matter what are your circumstances, in how or through which circumstances, through hardships and the you can say the turmoil and troublesome conditions you are going through, they can't drag you back until and unless your courage, your spirit, your unyielding courage is alive. So, the very first thing is that you don't have to look up for those things which are not available to you. Now, you have to get your mind prepared for those things which are already at your hand. Honestly, this is the very first thing. Because at that moment, I was not complaining about that I didn't have a lot of resources. I didn't have any coaches, specific coaches to learn English language. What I was at that moment, I am just recommending you that the very first thing is your mindset. Very first thing is your mindset, because if you make your brain your friend, it will assist you a lot, it will help you a lot. But if you will make your brain your enemy, your foe, then it will drag you back. It will spread only the thorns. It will give you a bleak, it will give you a sorry or the gloomy condition where you are not able to speak English, where you are not able to excel, where you are not in the position to just express your thoughts. It will only show a very, you can say, the dismal, very gloomy picture that you cannot achieve this because you don't have. So the very first thing is to make your brain your friend. Now, how to make your brain your friend? To convince it that whatever the small resources, whatever the resources I have at my hand or at my disposal, I have to make the most of them. I have to utilize them. First thing. Now, the second thing is that now you have to do practice, because just planning, just listening, just watching the tips and tricks is just making is just like building castles in the air. Yes, you are hearing me or you're listening me right. Why? Because when you are not acting upon, you are just listening, you are just making plans that this is my schedule, I will speak at this moment, I will write at this moment, morning is my reading time, evening is my speaking time, and this time is for my journaling, this time is for my listening. But you are not implementing. It means that you are building castles in the air. And if you are building castles in the air, then you have to forget this idea that I will reside in those castles, because the castles which are built in the air are not tangible castles. So you have to make the tangible castles, the physical castles. You have to materialize your dream, and for materialization you have to come through, because 2025 was the year, 2024 was the year, 2023 was the year when you were just listening, and now you are also listening. You are again listening. The main part which is missing is your practice, is your practicality. How much now you, very sincerely, to be very honest, and be very honest, and let me know in comment section that for how many hours, let me very honest and be very honest while commenting, that how many hours have you studied during 2025? Yes, only one answer of this question will say, will explain, will draw the picture that how much sincere you are, how much dedicated you are. This single answer will just magnify all your faults, will magnify all your strengths, that how many hours have you dedicated for your English language, and how many hours have you really practiced English language, and how many minutes have you dedicated, have you utilized during 2025 when you were actively engaged in group discussion, or in voice chat, or with one-on-one conversations. Have you? Let me know in comment sections, because these questions are very much important, and you have to answer these questions before diving deep into the video. First, you have to clear these things, that how many hours I have practiced, how many hours I was actively engaged in the conversations, in the group discussion, or in one-on-one conversation, or what was my strategy. Share your strategy, the real practical strategy. I am not talking about the strategy which you have just laid down, or which you have just carved on your pages. No, the strategy which you have implemented, the strategy upon which you have acted during 2025. Now come, if you have done all these things, now congratulations, that now it's the time to implement. Now how to implement? Very first thing is that you have to grab the words, because words are the basic things. Without words, how you can express? For each and everything you have to know the words. And how to know the words? Reading is the best thing. The reading is the best source by which you can enhance your capability to speak English. It will automatically, it will unconsciously, it will naturally give you, strengthen your power, strengthen your capability to speak English with advanced structures, because whatever you are inhaling will be exposed, will be delivered in the same manner. It is true that what a company is your best reflection. A man is known by the company he keeps. Have you heard this proverb? This is very emphatic proverb. So the same thing approves that whatever you are just absorbing will be reflected through your personality. If you are absorbing, if you are swelling, or if you are just chewing the witty remarks, how is it possible that you cannot speak a single utter or single standard word, single standard phrase, a single standard sentence? So the very first thing is reading. Try to inculcate one page reading every single day. Every single day means 365 days of 2026. It should be in your routine. It should be in your routine, like reading, like eating, like breathing, like drinking water. If drinking water is essential, reading a page should be, reading one page daily should be your habit, which you cannot escape. Number two thing is that now you have to standardize your speaking. How to standardize? You have to listen, because ears are the best mode. Ears are the best mode through which you can just catch the words. Pronunciation, standard pronunciation, intonation. Someone says that intonation is not important, rhythm is not important. No, it is very much important. It is the rise and fall of your voice. When you just emphasize on some word or some structure or on some sentence, you produce it with full emphasis. So rhythm is important, and how to inhale this rhythm, because rhythm cannot be taught and rhythm cannot be learned. It can be absorbed by listening, by watching the quality material. Initially, you can go for subtitles while watching movies, while watching songs, while watching podcasts. Or the best medium, the best and the easiest medium is to just listen news. Listen news. Why? Because when you are listening news, in news there is updated vocabulary. There are updated versions of new sentence structures. So this is the best mode. When you read one paragraph from any newspaper daily and listen one time news in English language daily. These two things will tremendously boost your vocabulary asset, I would say. And the third, the most important thing is that now you have to jot down whatever you have listened, whatever you have read. And it would be a tutorial. You can say it would be a class for your rehearsal, for your preparedness, for your spoken English, when you will be in the position to speak English. Now all these three things you have to do daily, on daily basis. You have to fix a moment, you have to fix a timing, whether morning, evening, or you can just separate. You can just allot one moment for speaking, one moment, one time for reading, one time for speaking, one time for writing. It's totally up to you. But once you have carved out your strategy, be very strict with that strategy, at least for 3 to 4 months. At least for 3 to more months. And it is advisable that if you can act upon for whole year. Now speaking is very important. First of all, you will feel shy, you will feel that as if I am just making wrong sentences, or there is no confidence in my voice, and my voice is just breaking. I am not getting the suitable words for the communication of my ideas. So many things, and some voices from your brain, some voices from your heart that you cannot do this and you cannot do that. How can you achieve excellence over this language? You have spent so many years to learn this language, still you are not fluent. Then how you can be a fluent English speaker within 1 year? All these things would be mingled up while you will be in spoken arena. The real mastery is never yield. Speak up every single day, and with gradual effort, I would say slow, gradual effort, you will see now results are being produced. And sometimes you are not in the position to just mark, to just notice all those changes, but the persons in your surrounding, they easily figure out the changes through which you are going through. So all these things paved me a lot to speak English language. I was not complaining about partner, buddy, or anything because I was obsessed with this language. I was the audience, I was the speaker, I was the commentator, I was the person who was there clap for me. So the same thing you have to apply for yourself. Be honest to yourself. Be honest to yourself. Be sincere to yourself, because if you are not sincere, if you are not an honest person to yourself, no one on the earth can give you a reward, a trophy in your hand. You have to earn it by yourself. With this positive note that you have understood what I was trying to teach you, with this positive note, I certainly end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.